All right. Let's check out this bizarre story. Did it work? Should have worked. Check out this bizarre story. They're saying a man was attacked by a gator, survived, and then shot and killed. What the? Oh, whoa. Oh, it didn't work? Ah.
Happy Memorial Day, everyone. Thank you for being with me. I'm going to give you a press release based upon the best information we have now. I say this every time that we have an active event which the community wants to know about sooner rather than later. The information that I give to you today is the best information we have at this moment in time. Anything I say is subject to modification or improvement as the investigation goes on. But I want to introduce you to someone. This is Timothy Schultz. He's 42 years of age. And here's what we know at this point. At about 5:56 a.m., the racetrack on Highway 37, which is just due west of where I am now, notified the sheriff's office and said, hey, there's a guy in here. And he's bizarre, and he's shaking, and he's asking to call his son. Deputies immediately responded. We searched for him from our arrival time, which was 3 minutes later, until about 6:39, so over 40 minutes we searched for him and we couldn't find him. And then at 7:22, we received another call. At about 7:43, we received another call and said, hey, there's this white guy in the lake, and there's a lot of alligators in the lake.
Oh, God.
And there's an alligator near him. He must be drunk or high or something. One of our witnesses actually took a life vest or a life preserver out and tried to give it to him, and he wouldn't take it.
What?
Another witness tried to talk to him, and he said the guy growled at me, so I ran in the house and locked the door.
Growl.
Our deputies immediately arrived. As they were arriving, he was walking from the lake between the houses, and he had a set of garden shears with him. He had gone to a truck and was throwing a brick trying to break into a vehicle. A lady, our third witness, who is in the cul-de-sac walking her dog, said he immediately charged the deputies holding the shears. She said they waited too long to shoot, but our deputies tried to de-escalate. We also tried to tase him on 2 different occasions, and he continued to charge at them. The deputies backed up, telling him to throw the shears down, And even though he committed an aggravated assault and an attempted burglary, they were still trying to take him peacefully into custody. He climbed into the passenger side of the patrol vehicle, which was still running because they had jumped from the vehicle to run to him while he committed the burglary. And as he jumped into the seat, he was trying to either get the rifle or the shotgun out of its holder. At that time, our deputies shot. They shot multiple times.
Wow.
And as a result, Timothy is deceased. This is under investigation with our task force, our multi-agency task force. The results will be turned over to our state attorney, Brian Haas, for a final determination. However, it's important to focus on this for a second. He tried to assault my deputies with shears. Then he jumped into their vehicle, which is an armed burglary with the shears, trying to get the rifle and or the shotgun out. At that moment in time, all the warnings had to stop and the action had to begin. And that's when they shot him, enough to stop the threat. Are there any questions? Yeah, thank you for asking. His criminal history is long. It's meth arrest, meth arrest, meth arrest, meth arrest, meth arrest. And guess what? In April of this year, he was arrested for what? Meth. He was released on May the 20th. So he's not been out of jail very long at all. I've said this over and over, and I'll continue to say it. There are still people that want to make the community or the nation believe that drugs are low level and nonviolent. Well, here's your sign.
Well, they say they want to make it legal, and some people advocate for legal, making the drugs legal. Everybody get high and coke and meth and whatever.
Here's another sign. Now, that's not enough. While he's swimming across the lake, and how he made it across the lake, they said he was treading water. They could only see his head.
Jesus.
He got real close to an alligator. It appears that his right arm is bitten by an alligator.
Dude.
So apparently he was attacked by an alligator while in the lake as well. So he gets into the lake, he swims across the lake, he's bitten by an alligator. Neighbors are trying to throw him a life vest, trying to help him. He's growling. He comes onto the land, sees a pair of garden shears, picks them up. That's when our deputies are getting there just as he's trying to break into one of our victims' vehicles. We try to de-escalate. We tase him twice. We tell him to drop the shears, to no effect. The tasers had no effect on him. He climbed into a vehicle committing another armed burglary where he was trying to get to our rifle and our shotgun, and we shot him. Now, quite frankly, his conduct was outrageous. It was bizarre. And his conduct, in order to get him into custody, was necessary by our deputies because of his conduct.
Rick,
he was bizarre. Our deputies, by the way, are going home safe tonight. Let me make this abundantly clear. You're not going to shoot at our deputies. You're not going to point guns at our deputies. You're not going to point garden shears at our deputies. You're not going to break into the car and try to get their rifles. You're not going to assault feloniously our deputies. You're just not going to do that. And if you do, we're going to shoot you. Just enough so that you don't want to ever do that again, or can't do that ever again.
Oh, shit.
Jeez. The lake is directly behind the houses. You can see it from an aerial view. This area at one time was a mine area. And there's huge lakes that wrap around these different beautiful houses and subdivisions here. And if you look, he swam a long way across this lake. And the fact that he was bitten by an alligator significantly and still continued his rampage is shocking. But if you're on enough meth, then the person you see is not the person that's attacking.
Yeah, it's true.
Excuse me? Where did he get the garden shears? They were at one of the houses when he came out of the water. Apparently someone had left their garden shears in the yard, on the porch. And that's still under investigation. However, one of the victims, one of the witnesses, said that he left his garden shears out.
The community is a gated community. How do you think he possibly got into the...
Yeah, he swam across the lake from Highway 37. And that's amazing in and of itself. It's a long swim. And he was gator bitten along the way. Now, this is just crazy stuff, okay? You know that's got to be true. You can't make it up. And as a result, this is one more example of how violent people are when they use meth and use drugs. When you can swim across a lake, sustain apparent alligator bites, grab shears, try to break into a vehicle, attack law enforcement officers, jump into their car, try to get their rifle and shotgun, you're out of your mind on drugs. And it's not his first time.
What is the condition of this man?
He's dead.
The condition.
Deader than 4 o'clock.
Wow. Yo.
I don't know if this is a suicide by cop or it's suicide by being absolutely out of your mind on methamphetamine. But he showed no fear of 2 deputies. He showed no interest in complying. Even after he was tased, he still ran. And one of our witnesses said, I don't know why the deputies waited so long before they shot.
Around what time was the shot?
The shot was just after they arrived.
I never even heard of that phrase before. Deader than 4 o'clock. That's a Southern thing, apparently. And it means lifeless, totally dead, or no longer active. It's often used to describe something that's extremely quiet, boring, or just plain done for, like a dead battery, a shut down town, or someone who's been ghosted hard. Deader than 4 o'clock. Wow, okay. The exact origin is unclear, but it plays on the idea that 4 o'clock, 4 a.m. or p.m., usually 4 a.m. or p.m., is a time when absolutely nothing is going on.
Within just a short period of time. As they were arriving, he was trying to break into the vehicle. So as they were arriving, they see this lady in the cul-de-sac. As they get out, she points back behind him and says, there he is there. He was hidden by the truck. And that's when they ran to him to try to take him into custody.
What are
Wow.
deputies doing now here on the scene?
Yeah, the deputies will be on normal administrative leave through the initial phases of the investigation, and then they will return to work just as soon as we complete the initial phases of the investigation. There's a mandatory evaluation and a debriefing with our site team as a result of them having to be involved in a life and death situation. One of the two is still in training, and the trainer did exactly what he should have, and so did our brand new deputy. He responded appropriately. Both of them shot. Anything else? Thank you very much.
Wow, what a crazy freaking story, dude. Oh my gosh. What in the hell was that? They said a man was swimming in a lake with gators. A witness told that they tried to throw him a life preserver, but he wouldn't take it. I mean, they were trying to help him get out of there. Timothy Schultz, 42, had gotten out of the water and grabbed a pair of garden shears, then used a brick to try and break into a vehicle in the area of Westlake Clark Court near Lakeland. According to Judd, he was, he was tased twice, then climbed into the passenger side of a running patrol vehicle and tried to grab a gun from its holder. That's when they opened fire multiple times. And supposedly he appeared that he had gotten bitten while he was in the lake. Those gators are probably afraid of him. I wouldn't be surprised if he was the aggressor with those gators, and he was actually probably targeting them, going crazy. That meth stuff, oh my gosh, that thing's insane. There was a story recently. Did I do it on the Clips channel? I forgot. There was a short story. I thought I posted it. Maybe I didn't. I thought I posted a short video about an alligator attack. There was a guy. Oh, here it is. Florida man. This is on the Clips channel. There was this guy that was getting aggressive and talking shit to the alligators.
Twice, I'm gonna beat this nigga's ass. Come on.
Look at this talking to the alligator.
The last one, I'm gonna show you.
Look at this. She's talking shit.
I'm gonna turn it upside down, I'm gonna gut it. Come on, sunshine. I didn't do anything. Can I please? And then do what? Go to jail twice?
You didn't want to go to jail.
What the f? Dude, I don't want to go to jail. I didn't do anything. I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't do anything. No. You're not trying to figure out anything. You're doing more than your job. I'll beat that his ass, hold him upside down, and stick my finger in his ass and make him drown.
Yeah. Did you hear that? Oh. Look at it. He slapped that shit. He slapped that shit. Look at this on him. Bitch slapping the alligator.
This ain't my first rodeo.
Yo, he done slapped that alligator, and he said, I'm gonna beat this N-word alligator's ass. And so people are saying this is racist, and they're calling for another GoFundMe. That guy said he was gonna stick his finger up that gator's thing. That gator didn't know what to do. It didn't know how to react. It was puzzled. It's bizarre behavior. Wow. All right, guys. I will definitely let me see what's going on. Update pursuit ends. Oh, okay. Real quick too. Let's do that little update. Let's see. It's suspect taken into custody. Which one is this? Let me just take a quick look. We got some type of update. Was this lady that Oh Jesus. What is that? Oh, I don't know what this is. They posted this like 10 minutes ago. Is this the lady or something else? No audio. Is that a rat? What was that? Oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, that's the lady? Let's get a bigger screen here. That must be the lady in the van. I think. Oh, there's the van. Yeah. Oh, wow. Holy moly. She's passed out. Is she alive? Wow, they just dragged her out of there. Put her in a stretcher. It looks like she's moving, though. Yeah, her head was moving. She's handcuffed. What is going on today? It's the lady with the dogs. Yeah, thanks, Layla. Damn. Wild. All right, I'll try to clip that too in case for the other people that missed it. But thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me. I will be around. I'm gonna be around all day, chilling, getting things organized, getting ready for the week. And I should be on camera later. You can see me on camera. And yeah, man, we'll see what brings us. Summer's coming. Kids are out soon, out of school. And thank you so much too for the birthday wishes. All right. I'll see you guys. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop. That was a snake. Bloop, 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 bloop.